Last one for this one, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about multiplying functions. And again, the first thing we're really actually doing this for is to look at notation that tells us to multiply. So you started out like an X type of symbol, multiply. Then you move to like a dot, parentheses, different, and a bracket, different other ways to say multiplication. Then we learned that a number right next to a variable means multiplication. That's all this is a different way to know when we read something, does it mean to add, subtract, multiply, divide, exponents, or roots. In this case, we're meaning multiply. And it follows the same rule that you've learned before. If two variables are sitting right next to each other, no symbol between them, that means to multiply. Here we have f and g sitting right next to each other, so that tells us to multiply. What tells us to use the functions is the x inside of the parentheses right next to that f and g inside of parentheses, okay? That's the full notation that you need to look at and go, oh, this means I need to multiply not f and g, but the function of f and the function of g get multiplied together. Now that's something we've been doing this whole time. The function of f is x minus 4, and the function of g is 2x squared plus x minus 3. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply these. So I'm going to take my first term, and multiply it by each term in the other group. So x times 2x squared becomes 2x cubed. X times x becomes x squared. X times negative 3 becomes negative 3x. Now I'm going to go ahead and multiply. Oop, I started at the wrong spot. There we go. I'm going to multiply this second term, including that negative, because remember, terms start before the positive or negative. So I'm going to take negative 4 times 2x squared and get negative 8x squared. I'm going to take negative 4 times x and get negative, did that weird thing where it just started at some weird point that I don't know why. There we go. So negative 4 times x is negative 4x. And negative 4 times negative 3 gives us a positive 12. Now notice something, and I did this on purpose because we tend to get in a hurry, so I see this a lot. My exponents are not, or my powers are not lined up. Now luckily on this, I can just circle it and shift it over. But you gotta be careful that you have like terms aligned. Again, I did that on purpose to be able to hopefully have you spot it before I said it, but if you didn't, that is the most common mistake that I do see, is we don't take time to line up our like terms or think of where we do. We just line up what we have. Don't do that to yourself. You gotta line up like terms, just like you learned. You have to line up decimals when you're gonna be adding them together. All right, so with this, there's nothing to combine my 2x cubed, so it stays. I have a positive and a negative x squared. The negative is bigger, so my answer is going to be negative. The difference is 7, and so I keep my x squareds. All right, then I have a negative and a negative, so my answer is going to be negative 7x. And over here, I'm going to have a positive 12, because there's nothing to combine with it. So when I multiply f times g of x, then I'm multiplying my function of x, which was, there we go, x minus 4, times my function of g, which was 2x squared plus x minus 3. When I multiply those, I get 2x cubed minus 7x squared minus 7x plus 12.